Hello and welcome to Homes for Lambeth's YouTube channel. My name is Claire and I am your yoga instructor. I really hope you enjoy this practice. In terms of equipment that you'll need today, if you have a yoga block, then go and grab one. That would be great. If not, you can make a yoga block with even something just as simple as a couple of paperback books. So you can grab those too if you need to. And so just a little bit about today's practice. We're going to do a back to front practice today. And so instead of ending in our relaxation pose, we will start with our relaxation pose. And so everything is a little bit topsy-turvy, just to play with doing something a little bit different today. So when you're ready, come to make your way onto your mat. Just bring that block with you. You can place it at the top of your mat. And so come to make your way into your Shavasana, into your rest pose. Come all the way down. Take the palms to face to the sky. Take a little shuffle, get comfortable. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and come to allow your body to completely relax against the floor. Feet are nice and floppy, legs are a comfortable distance apart. And arms are a comfortable distance apart from the torso. And what's interesting about doing this back to front practice is it gives you a feel for how quickly the body warms up and wakes up for you. So maybe you prefer doing a practice this way, where we start really slow and we finish on a high speedily with our Surya A classical sun salutes. So it's always interesting to notice how the body responds to doing something differently. But for now, just settle in. Relax your shoulders. And begin to connect to your breath. And if it feels nice for you to bring the right hand to the belly, the left hand to the chest, so that you can really feel how the body moves as you breathe, then please go ahead and do that. You'll notice on your inhale that the belly expands and the chest expands. And on your exhale, everything falls back towards the earth. Deep breath in here. And out, letting it go. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And notice how, as you start to slow the breath down, how you start to notice that shift that comes over the body. You start to relax a little bit. And try with every exhale to let the tensions from your week or your day, let them just melt away with every breath out that you take. If you wish to bring your hands back to the floor, you can do. Resting heavily against the earth. Take a few more breaths here. Final one. And keep this nice, deep, smooth breath that you're cultivating now. Keep that with you for the rest of your practice. Let's take a deep breath in, take the arms overhead. Deep breath out, draw that right knee into the chest. little windscreen wiper swish from right to left. And then shift your hips to the right and drop that knee to the left. Take a nice lying twist. And you'll notice my knee hasn't touched the floor. It's still quite lifted. But what does ideally want to come to the floor is your right shoulder. So rather than dropping knee to the floor and arm lifts, try and let the shoulder win the game. And that knee can just rise a little bit. You might feel a nice juicy stretch through the outer hip, as well as a stretch into the spine and the shoulder. And then let's come back to center and just bring those hips back to the middle. And take that to the second side, hips to the left. Yeah, hug that top knee in, left knee in, and drop knee over to the right. Left arm extends out, lengthening through your lower spine here. So send the tailbone down to your bottom foot. Inhale and exhale. If you need to, just take a moment to swish the head very gently left and right, just releasing anything from the neck you could do. And then let's gently bring the knees and the hips back to center. Good. So just realign your spine nice and long through the middle of your mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart and bring your palms to the floor. Let's take and move through a nice fluid bridge here, warming up through the back of the legs and into the spine. So take a deep breath in, peel up your hips as you take your arms up and overhead. And exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time as your palms and your hips reconnect to the floor. Good. Here we go. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, peel up, pressing strongly through the feet. And exhale, roll down. Here we go. Deep breath in. Good. Lift up into your chest. Exhale, roll down. Let's take one more in this fluid movement. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This time, keep the hands connected to the floor. Just lift up the hips. Deep breath in and pause here and breathe. So activate through your glute muscles. Press your feet into the earth and activate into the back of your legs, your hamstrings. And try not to let those knees buckle out to the side or even buckle into the midline. Keep them nice and parallel and even. Couple more breaths. You're going to feel this activating through the back of the legs. And gently release and just draw those knees into the chest just to relieve the back a little. And then when you're ready, come to rock yourself up. Bring your feet hip distance again. Hands behind you. Fingertips point to your seat. Squeeze the shoulders together as you lift up through the chest. Feeling that nice opening through the front of the shoulders. And release. So come to extend your right leg out and bend the left knee, bringing the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. If you feel a little bit stuck in your forward folds, or you feel if you're rounding back, you could sit up onto a cushion or a blanket just to lift up your hips a little to enable you to tip forwards. Otherwise, take a deep breath in, grow long, and exhale, reach forwards and grab wherever you can reach. So you don't have to be able to reach the foot. Might be that you are fingertip level with the kneecap. And what matters is that the spine here is nice and long rather than rounded. Okay, so lengthen through the front chest and that you're getting a nice stretch through the back of that right leg. So deep breath in and out. Keep allowing that exhale to relax your body and mind. Feeling that nice opening all around the back of the right leg. And so in this topsy-turvy class, we're doing all of the gentle cool down movements as warm-up movements instead. So switching it all up. And sometimes the slower start feels nice in the body, particularly in the morning. I find if you're practicing this class in the morning, it feels nice to start slowly. And so from here, lift up. Keep this left leg exactly the same, but take your right leg just off to the side a little bit. And then you might need to bring your left heel into your groin a little closer, and then fold forwards once again. So if I demo this from the front, you can see that now my right leg is out to the side rather than being in front of my torso. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Use both hands to support you here, my friends. Trying to ground your sit bones to the floor. You're going to feel how they want to tip up. So keep trying to plug, particularly your right sit bone down to the floor. Moving into gate pose, this hamstring work, yes, but also you should feel this now that we've taken the leg out to the side. You should feel this more now into the inner seam of that right leg, your inner thigh, your inner groins. Take a few more breaths to lift up, and now take your left leg to meet it. So you're in this straddle. Again, if this is difficult for you and you're rolling down, please come to sit up come to sit up with a cushion or blanket underneath you. And you can also just move the flash of the buttocks out of the way, which really works. And it enables you to sit a little bit more fully into your sit bones. So here we go now into that wide-legged fold. Come to reach forwards. Again, you don't have to find the feet here. And in these longer holds, just try to stay very calm and focused and aware of your breath. So don't allow in these long holds for the mind to start chattering and processing and thinking about the things that you need to do or the things that you haven't done. Try to stay, very blinkered into your awareness just onto your body and your breath. Take a few more breaths. To lift up. And so let's reverse that sequence. So we do exactly the same on the other leg. So bend your right heel to groin. To once again take the forward fold. You're now in gate to the second side. So left leg extends. And you can see I'm using my hand to the floor to keep me nice and lifted and square over the hips, just so I'm not rolling too far to one side. So keeping very much into this forward fold right into the middle of your body. Take a couple more breaths. To gently lift up, to now change it to Janu Shasana. So I bring the left leg now directly in front of me. Sole of the right foot into that left thigh, to take a deep breath in and fold forwards over your extended left leg. Again, lengthen your spine forwards. And you'll hear that my breath is just very slow and deep and steady. And it just helps to remind me to stay very serene and focused. To lift up, and come to transition onto all fours. And so let's move into a hip stretch. So from here, bring your right knee, just place it right behind your right wrist crease, and you'll see this leg is now out at an angle. From here, like a caterpillar, I'll extend and lengthen through that back left leg. My body is completely square over my hips. I'm not rolling off to the right. Stay very square and take a deep breath in and fold forwards, coming down onto the forearms if you can, or staying upright. And if this pose, it's called pigeon, if this feels way too much for you in the knees and hips, then know that your modification would instead be a cross-legged position with right leg in front of left. And you're still working with the opening of the hip. Otherwise, if you're with me and in pigeon, let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Feeling this into the outer right leg and into the outer right glute muscle, your bottom muscle. And the hips are an area of the body that get particularly tight, especially if you're doing a lot of seated positions during the day, whether that's that you're at a desk or whether you're just, sitting at home. So this is a really nice one to open up through that outer hip, and so is the cross-legged version. So let's take another couple of breaths. And then gently walk the hands up. And then to extricate yourself from this, just very gently move yourself back and take a moment, my friends, into child pose. Let that release through the body. Forehead to the floor. Take a deep breath in here. Let it go through the mouth. And then shift forwards. Back onto all fours. Let's move that into the second side. Left leg, it's a little bit awkward to get in. Trust that you know what you're doing. You do. Left knee, I just bring behind that left wrist. That ankle is kicked out to the side. Once again, I have to do a bit of lengthening back to get into the pose, and then release forwards once again. If you were taking cross-legged, then of course, change your legs and bring your left leg in front so that you can be in cross-legged pose second side. And let those deep breaths help your body to relax in this shape. It's quite a deep opener, pigeon. And keep your eyes very soft and your shoulders as soft as they can be in this shape. A few more breaths, let it go. 2, lift up. Again, let's move out of this shape. So very gently pull that knee back. Make your way into your child pose. Take that deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lovely. Let's come back into your tabletop position and just step your right foot through from here. So you're in a nice low lunge and sink those hips forwards. Take a couple of breaths nice and low. Feeling a stretch into the front of that left hip. And then from here, bring left hand to the floor. Reach right fingertips to the sky into that lunge twist. And you can either take the gaze to the right fingertips if that feels a bit too much for the neck. It does for me. If it does, then just send the gaze straight ahead or even to the floor sometimes. So just listen to your body, listen to your neck. Only do the things that feel nice for you today. And then release, hands down. Come to straighten your front leg, hips go back. And this could be where perhaps you use a block. If you have a tight hamstring, you could come up And just bring yourself a little bit of support of hand to the block here. Otherwise, if you feel you don't need that, and you can just bring fingertips to the floor. Again, heart lengthens forwards, just feeling that opening into the back of this right leg. Take another inhale and exhale. And then take your hands off to one side, gently bring your knee back to your tabletop. Let's take that little sequence to the second side. So coming into your lunge, sink your hips forwards, deep breath in, deep breath out. And this is a really nice stretch, your lunge stretch. It stretches into the front of your right hip and it stretches into the inner groin of your left. So you feel like you're getting a couple of stretches out of this pose. Again, it's really nice if you are seated for big chunks of the day. And as you'll notice, sometimes I like to sway a little bit in and out of this pose. Let's take it into your lunge twist, right hand to the floor, pull your belly button in, spiral from the spine, left arm extends, low lunge twist. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Hands connect to the floor, pull back through your hips, begin to straighten the left leg, toes point to the sky into your half split position. Again, use that block if you need to. Inhale fully. And exhale fully. And then from here, once again, hands to the right, bring your feet back, and let's come to transition into your first downward facing dog. So begin to set your hands shoulder distance apart, spread out through the fingers. Begin to lift up, send your bottom back in space. Pause for a moment with bent knees, just so that you can find the length in your spine. Ears are in line with your arms. And gaze is back in space rather than looking forward. So we want to lengthen the neck. And then once you find this really lovely long spine, of course, you are very welcome to see if you can drop the heels and straighten the legs, but keep everything the same in the upper body. So if you notice that when you straighten the legs, you end up coming forwards, then my advice would be to stay with bent knees. So wherever you're at, shake the head, nod the head, let any tension that you're holding into the neck, let it go. And let's start to move. So bring the feet together. Sweep your right leg to the sky, just a little lift. Take an inhale. Rock forwards into plank, so shoulders over wrists as you bring the knee to nose. Good. Take that straight back up. Take an inhale. And this time, step the right foot through in between the hands. Remember, you can place it there if you need to. Press down through the feet, rise up into your high crescent lunge. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Step your left foot off to the left and come onto the sole of your foot. You change this position from a lunge into a warrior one. You might need to wiggle that front foot forwards. I do. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Good. Again, inhaling, get really long and strong through that back foot. You'll notice the leg might want to collapse. Can you push and lift up through the inner seam of that back leg? Take a deep breath in. Connect your hands to the floor and transition yourself back to downward facing dog. Reconnect to this nice long spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk the feet together. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Pull the belly in, pull the knee to nose as you rock shoulders over wrists. It's your scissor core. It's a strong move. You could do this on the knee. Otherwise, left leg lifts. Step it through in between the hands. Again, if it gets to here, pick it up. Press down through your feet. Spread your fingers to energize your arms. Come right up into that high crescent. You're on the ball of your back foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Catch the balance. Exhale. Good. Step your right foot off to the right. Bring it in. Flatten sole of the foot. Good. Warrior one. Inhaling. And exhaling. Again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. So the toes on your back foot are roughly at a 45-degree angle, just in case you're not too sure. Take an inhale, lift up the back heel. It helps you to pivot back into your lunge and makes it easier to touch down. And then release that, downward facing dog. Shake out the head, inhaling. Exhaling. Good. So remember, we're doing this practice back to front. We're doing all the standing poses first, and we'll finish with our sun salutations. So here we go. Keep working through your standing poses. Right leg lifts to the sky, scissor dog. Exhale, knee to nose, scissor core. Take the right leg up. Inhale. Step the right foot once again in between the hands. Left foot to the left, onto the sole of the foot. This time you land straight into warrior one. Hips are pretty forward facing here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Open your feet so that now front heel cuts across back arch. You come into the more open warrior two. Lengthen through this inner leg and press back into your outer edge of that back foot. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Keep the legs as they are. Drop the left arm and just relax that right forearm over your head. Feel this nice stretch down the front of your body. Through your right side, should feel a nice stretch, a nice opening. Deep breath in. Forearm to thigh, side angle pose. Deep breath out. Again, catch the balance if you waver. And get seep along. It's like you're shooting energy out through those top fingers and out through that back heel. Again, try not to collapse into the back leg. Get lifted, get extended. Deep breath in. Hands connect to the floor, lift up the back heel, transition, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's move through that second side, feet together. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, scissor core. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step the foot forwards, the right foot to the right. Rise up into warrior one. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. Set your feet, line them up. There's that little bit of a fidget. Front heel cuts across to the back arch. Open into warrior two. And try to soften through the shoulders as best as you can. If this back shoulder is tight, sometimes it is in warrior two, you could bring the hand to the waist. Take another inhale and exhale. Drop your back hand, lift up, spread through your front ribs. Gently drape your forearm across your skull. It's a very casual reverse warrior. Breathe into the opening of this side body here. Keep lunging into that leg. Notice how it wants to back off. Keep lunging in. That knee tracks over the second toe. Let's windmill into your side angle pose. Forearm to the thigh. Take a deep breath in. Touch down either side of your foot. Transition back. Downward facing dog. Let it go. And then let's walk the hands all the way to the feet. Relaxing over your legs into your forward fold. Cup the elbows, let it go. Big exhale. Just slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Scoop that belly as you go. And roll the shoulders onto the back. Good. Come to make your way to the front of the mat. Again, still doing everything topsy-turvy, so we're still working with our standing poses here. Make sure that you have your brick to the front of your mat. And step back a little. And let's step the left leg out. Once again, find heel to arch alignment and extend the arms. This time your legs are straight. Deep breath in. Reach forwards as much as you can go, and then right hand to the shin. Left shoulder stacks on top of right. Triangle pose. Expanding through the crown of the head, through the tailbone. Lower belly pulls in. To bring the left hand to the waist, turn and look for that block. So beginners, you are very welcome to stay in triangle pose. Otherwise, let's play with the balance. Soften into your standing leg, grab your block. Slowly bring your back foot closer. Bring wrist underneath shoulder to lift up through that left leg and flex the foot. And this might be enough for you, gazing to the floor and just finding the strength in your legs. So really push into your back leg. If you want to play a little more with the balance, you could try to roll that left shoulder on top of right, and maybe you expand the arms. But if not, hand to the waist and the gaze to the floor is a really great place to be. From here, let's square this top hip to the floor. So I lower it, and now I'm completely square to the floor. And this is now suddenly, you'll feel this. This is suddenly about the stretch into this standing leg. If it feels too much, my friends, please bend that right knee. This is quite an intense pose here. You could even be higher with that block. Take a deep breath in and then reconnect your feet together. Oh, let that go. Melt over the legs. It's pretty intense. Let's slowly roll up. And just give a moment, pedal through those legs. It's a pretty big opening through the front, through the back of that front leg. Yeah, so pedal it out. And let's start to move that into the second side. So again, just make sure that block is where you can reach it. You'll get to see the poses now from the back. So step your right leg back. Find your heel to arch alignment. Straighten the legs. Extend the arms shoulder height. Hinge at the hips. Left hand to the shin. Right shoulder on top of left. Expand. Triangle pose. Again, depending on the neck, you can turn and look up to the sky. And that doesn't feel nice for me, so I like to look directly in front of me. And of course, you could always look to the floor. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Really expand through this pose. Try not to collapse. Yeah, there's a sense of lift and extension. Here we go. So staying here, or right hand to the waist. Turn to look for your block. Soften that knee, grab a hold, gently transition your weight forwards and bring that back foot in. Wrist underneath shoulder to lift up into your second side of half moon. Again, playing with the rolling open of the top hip, finding the length through that leg so it's not, you know, a floppy leg. Flex that foot. Even if you can't quite get it this high, it could be here. Option, of course, if you feel incredibly stable, and I don't necessarily on this side. You know, you have one side that's weaker, so you could expand. For me today, I'm going to stay here. Deep breath in, square the hips. Come to find the length, hand to the block. Don't worry if you fall out like me. Just take a moment and come back into it. So we're not looking for perfection here, my friends. It's practice. You know, we're building up strength. Take a deep breath in. Again, feel it through the back of this front leg. And then exhale, soft knees. Let it go. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. So come to stand to the front of your mat. You can move your block out of the way. Bring your feet together, bring your hands together at your heart center. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So let's finish our practice with our sun salutations. So traditionally what we would do at the beginning of the class, we're now going to power through those right here. Let's take classical sun salutation first. Here we go. Deep breath in, lift up. Deep breath out, fold over your legs. Right foot steps back, bring your knee to the floor. On your inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. On your exhale, transition downward facing dog. So should feel nice to move now. Inhale, ripple forwards into plank, and exhale, bring your knees and your chest, your chin to the earth. Inhale into cobra. It's the first time we've been here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Relax and take an inhale and exhale. And then let's step the right foot forward. So place it in between the hands, knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step your left foot to meet the right. Let it go. Good. Bend the knees. Press the feet into the floor as you rise up. Inhale. Exhale. Straight to the second side. Deep breath in. Chest lifts. Gaze lifts. Exhale. Melt over the legs. Step your left leg to the back of the mat. Bring your knee to the earth. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra. It can be low or it can be higher. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, a deep breath in and out to settle. Here we go. Step the left foot forwards. Bring the knee to the earth. When you're ready, allow your inhale to lift and peel the chest up away from the thigh. Exhale, right foot meets left. Let it fold over the legs. Bend the knees. Inhale, press to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's go one more, exactly the same. Opening through the body, through the lunges. Here we go. Deep breath in. Get a little bigger with your movements. Deep breath out. Right foot steps back, knee down. Inhale, circle the arms wide. Exhale, pick up the back knee, transition downward facing dog. You can go slower than me if you wish. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Lengthen the feet and the heart forwards. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot in between the hands, left knee down. Inhale, peel up, rise up. On your next exhale, feet together, let it go. Inhale, press to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Once more, left leg, well done. Inhale. Fold, exhale. Left foot steps back, knee to the earth, sweep circle the arms. Inhale. Hands connect to the floor, pick the back knee. Exhale. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower steadily with control. Brush your ribs with your arms. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps forwards again. Remember, help it and move a little slower if you need to. Whenever your next inhale is, lift up. Exhale, step feet together at the top of your mat. Let the crown of your head lengthen. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Again, take a moment. I like to separate the feet in the transitions between the movement. Helps me to feel a little bit more grounded with feet a little further apart. Catch your breath. Exhale if you need to through the mouth. Notice the heart racing. Notice the blood pumping. Maybe that transition of heat now flooding your body. The energy that you've created by flowing. And it's even more noticeable when then we find the stillness. Softly open the eyes. Let's move into our classical sun salutations. So we take the lunges out. So come to the top of your mat. Again, this would be how we might traditionally open our practice. But now that we are warm, we can fly through 3 rounds of Surya A. Here we go, nice and strong through the legs. Get lifted through the spine. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Deep breath out, melt over the legs. Hands to the shins. Inhale, send your heart and your gaze forwards. Exhale, bend the knees and step back into plank or plank on the knees. Take a deep breath in and lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale into your cobra and exhale into downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bend the knees to look where you're going and step or walk the feet to the top of your mat and free your hands from the floor, inhaling and then exhale. Bend the knees, inhale, press through the feet, lift up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands to the heart. Twice more, just like that. Deep breath in to lift. Deep breath out to fold. Hands to the shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Take an inhale, plank. Exhale, gently lower. Again, brush the side ribs with the inner arms. Inhale, lift. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat, free up the hands. Inhale, shoulders move onto the back. Exhale, fold. Knees can be soft if you need to. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Final time, deep breath in, get big. Deep breath out, expressing your body with this movement. Inhale, lengthen. Step back, exhale. Deep breath in, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhaling. Exhale. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Again, shake out the head, let it go. Lengthen those heels back in space. 2, come down onto your knees. Give yourself a moment. Child pose, forehead to the floor or the hands. To lift up. And come to find a comfortable seat to finish. So I like to use my block for that. So again, this topsy-turvy class, ordinarily we would start in a comfortable seat. You'll have done that with me before if you've been doing these classes. Today, finishing here. So connect your hands down onto your thighs, roll the shoulders back, close down the eyes. And just allow your body to settle. Noticing the shift in energy. So you've come from a very dynamic flow of poses. The breath has increased, the speed of the breath, the heart rate. So you have this energy that's buzzing around this container of your body, and now in this stillness, really notice that. Notice what you've created, what you've shifted by creating heat and energy. It's so positive, uplifting feel, hopefully, in the body. And now inviting that sense of gratitude to the stillness, of being able to recover and rest. Slowing your breath down. Just allow the neck to settle and the shoulders to drop heavy. And begin to just ease through some half head circles just for a moment. Just release the neck. To bring your head back to center. Let's sweep the arms to the sky. Take a deep breath in, gather that energy up. Exhale, bring the energy to the heart center. And bow the head in gratitude to yourself, to your practice, the changes it has given you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed the way that we mixed up the class. And so just before we finish, just to let you know a couple of things, of course, let me come a little closer to you. That reminder that we are providing all of these on this Homes for Lambeth YouTube channel. And it's very much part of the work that they're doing to support mental health and well-being during this COVID time. If you want to find out a little bit more about what they're doing, what's going on, of course, you can always drop onto their website, www.homesforlambeth.co.uk. You'll find more information there. Otherwise, from me, Claire, thank you so much once again for joining me, and I hope to see you again at a future class. Thank you, my friends.